Readiness flags are what we use to verify that the system, the O2s, the CAT, are up to PCM standards. Monitor tests can be from one to multiple tests of that group that have to run to be able to what we call flip the flag to complete. So flipping the flag just means you've run the required monitor tests, they're done testing, and the flag flips to complete. So Ford says to get our monitor, we're going to call it readiness flag to flip. One, you'll notice on Fords, they always want the heater circuit to go first. Then there's that rich to lean. Now remember on the previous page, look at all the tests we had. Even though this isn't a Ford, it's very similar. Look at the two that they put into making the flag flip to complete. Rich to lean and lean to rich. So these two are the two that may not run, but the catalytic converter is complete. But the flag for the O2 won't complete because these two tests are two of the tests that need to run to complete the O2 readiness. Now, if we go to Bank 1 Sensor 2, there's the monitor again. I like to call it part of the, this is still a monitor test, and this whole thing is a readiness group. It looks at switch point. It looks at heater current. But there's that fuel shutoff, rich to lean, which I like to use the word delayed. I said earlier. So this one right here where it says delayed, very similar. It's fuel cut. These tests have to run for the O2 to sign off. I want you to keep this in mind. So you see time delay, that's usually fuel cut or turn fuel back on. Now if you come down to the catalytic converter, you'll notice rear to front switch ratio. Now we use different methods for that. We know down here on EGR, we know there's multiple tests for EGR. We can see that very easily. But the one that's needed to get it to flip the flag to complete is the one that says EGR degradation. And if you ever go back a ways, this is really what a catalytic converter was. Catalytic converter degradation. That means it's deteriorating. This one might only use one type of test to monitor it. This one only reports one, but we know there's more that help make up that to get to this point. So before we move this page, I want to say to you, remember that readiness flags are what we use to verify that the system, the O2s, the CAT, are up to PCM standards. Monitor tests can be from one to multiple tests of that group that have to run to be able to what we call flip the flag to complete. So flipping the flag just means you've run the required monitor tests, they're done testing, and the flag flips to complete. And I want to say that on complete too. If you work on any 2008 and newer car and some earlier, 05, 06, 07 that have CAN, if you see that the readiness flag says complete, it simply means done testing. It does not mean pass or fail. It will flip to complete when it's done testing. If it fails, you get a mill. If it doesn't, then you're done. Check your numbers, move on. So make sure we understand that complete doesn't mean pass. Complete means done testing. Now, if you had a 1998 car, you might have it fail and it won't flip to complete. Then you might have another car like Honda used to do. They were the first ones to do it. They were the first ones to say, hey, we're going to flip the flag to complete, pass or fail. Look at the test results and see how you did. So just terminology that we need to get used to. And it seems strange 28 years later of OB2 to be teaching this, but it's reality.